Let's talk about multiplying radicals. I've got just one example for us, and that is this one. When you're multiplying radicals, first thing we need to do is make sure that we have the same index. And the index is just the little number that's on the outside of the check mark. And that tells you what type of root you're looking for. So notice here, I don't have a number. It is implied then that it is a 2, which makes us a square root. So in order to pull a number out of the radical, it has to be a perfect square. The important thing though, when you're multiplying radicals, is to make sure that each radical has the same index. So the index of my second radical also needs to be a 2, and it is because it's not written, implying that it is a square root as well. So since I have 2 square roots, what I can do to find the product is just multiply the radicands. Radicand is just the number underneath the radical. I keep the index, so this is still a 2. I don't have to write it because that's the implied value when you have a radical. And I just multiply the 6 and the 15 underneath. 6 times 15, I then just go multiply and I get 90. Now always simplify your answers, of course, so I'm going to go through one more step and simplify this all the way down. There's 2 ways to simplify. The first possible way is to just identify any perfect square factors. I know that 90 is 9 times 10, and then I can actually use this property of multiplication in reverse to split out the square root of 9 from the square root of 10. When we started this problem, we actually took 2 separate radicals and we multiplied them together, but now we're taking those 2 radicals and we're splitting them apart. From here, I know what the square root of 9 is. It's just 3 multiplied by the square root of 10. 10 does not have any perfect square factors, so that's as far as I could go. Option 2 is to factor the 90 and then look for factors that make groups of 2, because this is a square root. Remember that invisible index is a 2, so I want things to group up in groups of 2. So I factor my 90, and I'm looking for groups of 2 identical factors. The 3's group up as a group of 2, which tells me a single 3 gets to come out representing that pair. And then inside, I still have 2 times 5, which is 10. The 2 and the 5 have to stay because they didn't pair up with anything. So either way you choose to do it, we end up with 3 times the square root of 10 as your final simplified form. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.